Hello everyone, my name is Jesus Conde. Welcome back to the Painting Daily series. And today we're going to be finishing this painting. And for that, I'm going to share my thoughts on finishing paintings. So let's get started. Alright, personally, I feel like, and not personally, this is something that a lot of artists have talked about, and I kind of agree with what they say that you never finish something, you just kind of like abandon it. And for me, it's tricky because I can see ways to improve the painting and to make it look better, but there's a moment when it's like this has been worked enough and it's not really that necessary to spend more time on it. Like if I spend even more time, I will either change a lot of stuff and make it a whole new painting or something, or it wouldn't look that much of a difference. um, and I really like the look that it has right now, the strokes, all of the painterly feeling. So if I go way more detailed, way more refined, it's like it starts to lose that kind of feeling of being painterly and all of that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, and this is something that I've heard from many artists. You just abandon your paintings and you decide when do you want to leave it. For me, I think this is enough amount of progress and quality for this painting specifically. Another one could be different in terms of like, well, there's more to it. Like there's more um, background to do. There's more characters. So it will take a complete different amount of time to do in general. But this one, because it's kind of simple, I feel like this is a time to just call it done and don't spend more time on it. I'm going to be uploading it on my Patreon, the final version with the PSD, and I will probably do a wallpaper for those that are subscribed to the Patreon. And I will have to make a small adjustment to it, like adding more to the sides, so it can so it's usable as a wallpaper horizontally. But I intend to do it in a way that it feels like really painterly, like that new part. So it's not gonna really be that much of a work. In this part of the process, what I'm thinking is just cleaning things up, just making everything look a little bit less, disorganized, a little bit less rough. And I'm still using a painterly brush, so it is possible to be more defined and more, like kind of like a more finished look, but still keeping the painterly feeling. And I guess it's just cleaning things up in general, just making everything look like it has been worked for more time. Fixing that small proportion a little bit there also made me think of maybe this is not the best idea to have this small knife in here, because it's like, I don't know, it's not impactful, I think. So what I was trying to do is create a new sword, looking to the front with all the teeth and everything. This is like bone, carved and like shaped to be this way. This is not something that they get from a specific insect or creature. Um, so it will make sense that it will be a large weapon. Other fairies have them, and yeah, she's just lurking in between some leaves and tree branches, ready to do something, either for attacking or hunting something. And I think that was enough of a painterly feeling on the sword. Make a little bit longer nails because they're to make her look more savage. And yes, I just wanted to remind you guys, if you really wanna support this channel and this kind of content, like if you like this kind of videos, please subscribe to my Patreon. It will mean a lot, and you can also see progresses of my comic book that I'm working on at the same time. So this part, I'm trying to add a little bit of light coming through the trees in the background because it was looking just like a mass, a gray mass, like foggy, and it didn't make too much sense just to leave that like that. So I wanted to add a little bit more detail by just adding some hints of light coming through the tree branches and leaves. Also, I tried to change the color of the sky a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, but then I hit the purpley color, and I thought that was nice, and I wanted to really try that, purpley color there, and also added way more trees way in the back. A lot of it, sometimes when I paint, I feel like this is kind of like a sculpting. You're kind of just moving things around and adding details here and there and reshaping everything. And it's kind of like a sculpting, but in 2D. I don't know how to really explain that, but that's how it feels. That's how it feels. Then you start to see like some of the parts that really need attention, like this ground, or better said, tree branch where she's standing on. It doesn't have too much detail at all, and it's hard to see like how it actually looks with like lighting, like where is the bright part, where is the dark part, what the volume is. And so I wanted to fix a little bit of that before finishing, adding some brighter parts, points of like interest, making sure that it's not calling way too much attention to places that I don't really want people to look at too much. A little bit of texture. Also, the perspective on this helmet, I needed to put that feather on the other side popping up there, because it was looking like it didn't make too much sense. Like it looked like all the feathers were on just one side until I put that small feather there popping up. It looked really weird. Honestly, it's kind of amazing that just using color, light, and all of that in your mind, because this is happening digitally, you're not using like any traditional media for this. It's kind of amazing that you get to create these images. Like sometimes I don't think people realize how nice it is to create something from nothing, like from your imagination, and put it into an image. That's why I feel like sometimes the AI conversation is so weird because it's like, who wouldn't want to create stuff from on their own? Why would you want to just have images coming out of the AI like in seconds? And me, because I worked as a concept artist and illustrator, I can see the value on creating iteration. Like, I know because I've used it for creating like briefs and stuff like that. It's really useful, but not for final product though. Like the final product, I feel like it's just so sad that for a final product you will use AI. It's like, it doesn't make too much sense to me. It's like, what's the point? It doesn't have any heart. But for iteration, for stuff that is not really that, how do you say that? More of a mechanical kind of stuff, like gathering research and stuff like that, I feel like it's really, really useful. Also, of course, stuff that you don't know how to use. Like for me, I have a lot of trouble with text, and AI has been a blessing for me on that. And I'm really sad for all the people that used to work as that, doing those things, and now are struggling because of AI. Like ChatGPT is such a powerful tool. So I'm not really against it. I'm not really against AI. I just feel like it's really sad that for creating images, it feels like it's the worst of the purpose. Well, I mean, I guess it could be worse in other like in the military or stuff like that. That's even worse. But you know what I mean. For the stuff that we do every day as an artist, it feels like wrong in general. But anyway, that will be a conversation to talk in another video, I guess. Alright, guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you want to see more of this content, please join Patreon, and I will try to keep up pumping these videos out. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.